Oh, the 80s, when we had cartoons Saturday mornings and all kinds of shows after school. Some of these ideas came from the strangest places, such as Japanese toy lines, generic toys from the 60s, and even character designs from completely different shows. Today we are going to jump forward to the 23rd century and travel to New Texas and take a look at Bravestarr. Bravestarr! Yes, thank you. I'm Ollamh, and welcome to Geek Trivia. The whole idea for this show was based on one character, the villain Tex Hex. He was originally created in 1984 as a ghost for the Ghostbusters cartoon TV show. A man by the name of Lou Scheimer found the character design and asked for a sci-fi western to be designed around the character, and thus Bravestarr was created. As stated before, the series was set in the 23rd century, on the multicultural desert planet of New Texas. New Texas is a planetary system orbiting 3 suns about 600 parsecs away from Earth. The planet is hardly habitable. The planet is obviously mostly desert, being under 3 suns will do that to a place. Much of the food and water supply is imported to the world. There is, however, a wetland area which is home of the ape cats, gigantic non-humanoid felines. Now one may wonder, what is so important about this land that it could make humans want to live on it? Well, that would be a fuel source. Not your typical oil, but the red mineral known as cerium. Why can't there ever be a fuel that is easy to get to and found on a nice calm planet? It seems every time it's difficult to get to. So we come to our hero, the title character of Bravestarr. Obviously of Native American descent, he can call upon the power of spirit animals, enabling him to perform, briefly, superhuman feats. The power list is as follows. Eyes of the Hawk, enhancing his vision and also granting him an aerial view of adjacent areas. Ears of the Wolf, giving him superhuman hearing. Strength of the Bear, granting him, surprise, surprise, superhuman strength. And Speed of the Puma, allowing him to run with superhuman speed. Now some of these are more powerful than they may sound. Like the Strength of the Bear allows him to destroy stone and support steel bridges. The Speed lets him run comic book fast, much like Quicksilver or the Flash. He has a mentor known only as Shaman, who has even more superpowers, such as teleportation, psychokinesis, near-omniscient clairvoyance, and even time travel. Though he is also the foster father of Bravestarr, he is not native to New Texas. There are some others that help Bravestarr out, such as Deputy Fuzz, who is a member of the Prairie People, the natives of New Texas. Doc Clayton, the town's doctor and obviously a close ally of the main hero. Long Arm John, a law enforcement officer with a sophisticated prosthetic arm. Handlebar, a hulking green-skinned bartender and former space pirate. A reserve law enforcement officer who gives Bravestarr his favorite drink, sweet water. And 3030, Bravestarr's cyborg stallion and chief deputy. He is capable of assuming bipedal form or normal horse form. He carries his large blunderbuss called Sarah Jane. Of course, we can't give the hero a huge list of help without doing the same for the villains. Of course, there is Tex Hex, the principal rival who is greedy for cerium, as fits a major bad guy in a western. He is helped by Stampede, the counterpoint to Shaman, a monstrous, partly skeletal, Bronchosaur, who is the source of most of the evil plans. Billy the Droid, a purple robot equipped with 2 energy cannons. Goldtooth, an overweight coyote that usually leads other coyotes in battle. Krang. No, not that one. This is a humanoid feline with green armor and a German accent. Outlaw Scuzz, cousin of Deputy Fuzz, and apparently the only prairie person to practice crime. Now, much like other Filmation cartoons of the time, there was always a moral lesson at the end of each episode. This one dealt with some heavier ones than some of the other cartoons. For example, there was one notable episode called The Price. In this episode, a boy buys a drug called Spin that was a hallucinogen similar to LSD. He becomes addicted and eventually dies from an overdose. Not something that was a staple in 80s cartoons. Unlike a lot of other Filmation cartoons of the time, this one only lasted for a single season. That may sound like there aren't a lot of episodes left to us now, but in fact there are quite a few. In the single run from September 14th, 87 to February 24th of 88, there were a whopping 65 episodes, not counting an hour-and-a-half TV movie that was published on March 18th of 1988. Of course, the series was also a great excuse for a group of action figures made by Mattel. The figures started showing up on the store's shelves a year before the series premiered. They were packaged with 1 or more Carium nuggets, but the main characters, Bravestarr and Tex Hex, came with laser fire backpacks, which fired an infrared beam for dueling. Besides the action figures, there were also toy guns from the series, because again, it was the 80s and you could get away with that. They were able to be used for dueling as well. The idea was that you shoot the bottom part of the gun with the infrared beam before the other person shoots yours. So that is a look at a brief but deep animated series from our childhoods. It strove to tap into both the futuristic pull of science fiction and the allure of the Old West, and honestly mixed the two quite well. What did you think of the series? Are you old enough to remember it, or possibly have seen reruns of it on Bravo or Retro TV? Is it something that you would want to look up and take a look at? Leave a comment down below, send us a tweet, or post a comment to our Facebook page and let us know what you think. As always, thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for more from Ollamh Productions.
If you wanna see some crazy,
Cheerio!
you should meet me and my friends.
Give you these post-it notes as thanks. It's not as if we made you go back and forth that many times. No. I'm just trying to save the frickin' school. We can point out a few similarities though, such as the destruction of the Enterprise. They can't seem to keep a ship for more than a couple of movies.